One is anodic coating. The one is anodic coating and cathodic coating. So anodic coating means the metal which is anodic to the base metal. Base metal here means which metal we want to protect it from corrosion is called as the base metal. Here to the base metal which is acts as anode means that is anodic coating. So that metal we want to coat it on the base metal surface. Say for example iron and zinc. So I want to protect the iron metal means I want to coat it on the zinc. Zinc metal we have to coat it on iron. Here in between iron and zinc, which one acts as anode, which one acts as cathode? Here zinc metal acts as an anode because it is very reactive metal, very low electrode potential is there, so that's why it is acts as anode, whereas iron acts as cathode. Okay, we want to coat zinc metal on the iron metal surface. This is called as anodic coating. Say for example cathodic coating means same iron and tin. Iron and tin. So here tin which is acts as cathode to the iron. This one is which acts as anode and this one acts as a cathode. So the cathodic metals we want to coat it on iron surface means so this type of coating is called as cathodic coating. So for your examination, for your syllabus, they have mentioned only anodic coating. The best example is the galvanization. Okay. For cathodic coating, we call it as tinning. Tinning means tin metal we want to coat it on the base metal surface. Are you following? Metal coating means a protective metal we want to coat it on a base metal surface is called as metallic coating. A protective metal we want to coat, so to control the corrosion. Okay, there are two methods. One is anodic coating. Anodic coating means the metal should be anodic to the base metal. Okay, so that is called as anodic coating. The cathodic coating means the coating metal it should be act as cathode to the base metal surface is called as cathodic coating. So anodic coating best example is galvanization. Cathodic coating the best example is tinning. Okay, so for your syllabus they have mentioned only galvanization, anodic coating. First we will discuss about the galvanization. The galvanization means coating of zinc metal. Coating of zinc metal on the base metal surface. Coating of zinc metal on the, this one is as base metal. Base metal may be iron, copper, like this. Okay, so here zinc is the coating metal. Coating of zinc metal on the base metal surface by hot dipping process. Which process? Hot dipping process is called as galvanization. Why we have to do galvanization? Because we want to protect this base metal from the corrosion. So we have to coat it with the protective metal. Which one is protective? Zinc metal is a which acts as a protective metal. Okay, so the process we will discuss by step. Okay, so here which metal we want to coat? This one is I have taken as a iron sheet. For a roofing sheet, shed, they make a shed, no? So for this iron sheet, okay, first iron sheet should, if you have the notes means you can draw this diagram. it is first dissolved in organic solvent. But it should be dipped in which one? Organic solvent. These are all the rollers. These are all called as rollers. Continuously it will roll the sheets in between the rollers. Iron sheet will be rolling, continuously moving in between the rollers. Okay. So these are all the rollers. So the next one is dilute sulfuric acid. After dipping in organic solvent, it should be dipped in which one? Dilute sulfuric acid. Then it should be dipped in zinc chloride plus ammonium chloride. Zinc chloride plus ammonium chloride. Here molten zinc at 450 degree Celsius. 450 degree. So this one is a galvanized iron sheet. So one by one we will discuss it. Is it visible now? Is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So here I want to protect this iron sheet. So what is the method? I want to coat an iron sheet with a different metal so that zinc metal will undergo corrosion. It protects the iron metal because iron acts as which one? Here iron acts as cathode and zinc acts as anode. So in between anode and cathode, which one is undergoes corrosion? Anode is undergoes corrosion. After complete corrosion of this zinc, then it takes by the iron sheet. Okay, until that we can protect the iron sheet. So what is the procedure? First iron sheet we should dip in the organic solvent. Okay, why we have to dip in this organic solvent means on iron sheet if any grease or oil particle or dust particle are there means first we have to remove it by dipping in organic solvent. So that's why it process is called as degreasing. This process is called as degreasing. It removes grease and oil particles collected on the iron sheet. First we should remove all these oil and grease particles. Then we should dip in the what? Dilute sulfuric acid. Not concentrated. It is dilute sulfuric acid. Why we have to dip in dilute sulfuric acid means if already on iron sheet if any scale rust is formed means we have to remove that foreign particles, rust and scale particles already formed on the iron sheet. Okay, if we dip it in sulfuric acid means it is called as acid pickling. By acid we have removed the already formed rust and scale on the iron sheet. Okay, then it should be water clean. Water washing we have to do. After organic solvent washing and dilute sulfuric washing, we have to thoroughly wash it with cool water. After water washing, then we have to dip it in the mixture. Which one is zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. A mixture of zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. Here ammonium flux will be there. Okay, this one is a ammonium flux. We have to dip in zinc chloride plus ammonium chloride. So this ammonium chloride flux, why we have to dip it in this mixture of zinc chloride and ammonium flux means, so on iron sheet a zinc coating will be there. Okay, if we like this only, if we kept means it undergoes zinc oxide, further oxidation will take place. If we dip it in ammonium chloride means a thin ammonium chloride which prevents the further oxidation of the zinc metal. It controls the further oxidation of the zinc metal. So that's why we should dip it in the zinc chloride and ammonium flux. So in examination they may ask, what is the role of ammonium chloride? So what is the role? It controls the further oxidation of the zinc coated zinc metal. So after this one, so what is our aim? We want to coat zinc metal on the iron metal surface. So here this one is called as at the temperature of 450 degrees Celsius. That's why it is called as hot dipping process. With a very high temperature, a zinc, molten zinc. What? Molten state of zinc is placed. So here slowly what it coats? Zinc metal on the iron sheet. It will be taking place at this stage. At the temperature of 450 degrees Celsius, a thin layer of zinc will be coated on the iron sheet. Then it should pass through the hot rollers. So here what is the role of this hot rollers means excess of zinc. We want uniform coating on the base metal surface. If excess of zinc is there means it will remove the excess of zinc. Our iron sheet, these hot rollers, it will remove all the excess of zinc, which gives the uniform thickness of zinc on the iron metal sheet. So this excess zinc will collected in this container. Okay, so we want uniform coating, a thin coating of zinc on the iron metal we want. So in between the hot rollers, if we pass in between the hot roller means we will get the uniform thickness of this galvanized iron sheet is the product. We will get it at last. Galvanized iron sheet means a uniform coating of zinc metal on the iron sheet. We will get it at the last. So these are the process. First is we should do degreasing. Degreasing is to remove oil and grease particles collected on the iron sheet. Then it should be dipped in sulfuric acid. So this one is called as acid pickling. What it does, it removes all the rust and scale particles already collected on the iron sheet. Then it should be thoroughly water washed. Then it is dipped in zinc chloride and ammonium flux. What is the role of ammonium flux? Ammonium flux will controls the further oxidation of the zinc metal. Then we should dip the in hot dipping process. It is called as molten, in between the molten zinc at the temperature of 450 degrees Celsius, a thin coating of zinc will be coated on the iron sheet. It should be passed through the hot rollers. If any excess of coating is there means it will be collected here. Then we will get the uniform coating of galvanized iron sheet. Okay. And lastly, we got this galvanized iron sheets. Okay, where we will use these galvanized iron sheets? For roofing. I already told you, for roofing, for shed making, they will use this galvanized iron sheet. It protects the for the corrosion of the steel or iron. Okay. Then you have seen the fencing wire. Okay. For fencing wire, they will make this iron galvanized iron sheet for the purpose of fencing wire. Okay. Then for nuts, bolts, these nut bolts are made up of steel. Okay. Then it is coated with the what? Uncoated with zinc metal for making nuts, bolts, screws, for buckets. Okay. These galvanized iron sheets are used for this purpose. Understood this one? Yes? Are you following? Shall we move on? One of the method to control the corrosion is what? Metal coating. Metal coating is what? Coating a base metal with a different metal. If it is anode means it is called as anodic. If it is cathode means it is called as cathodic. Is this one understood? Anyone reply me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nasiha. Yes. Yes, shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Next heading you can write, that one is cathodic protection. So in corrosion controlling methods, there are three corrosion controlling methods. One is design and selection of the metals. Second one is protective coating. In protective coating, inorganic coating and organic coating. In inorganic coating, we have discussed about the anodization of aluminum. Organic coating means paint. Coating a metal with an paint is called as the organic paint, organic coating. And the third one is metal coating, right? Metal coating is anodic coating and cathodic coating. The another method is cathodic protection. So here, when the metal will undergo corrosion, if it becomes anode or if it becomes cathode?
Anode.
If it becomes anode only, then only the metal will undergo corrosion. So here the cathodic protection, here the concept of cathodic protection is the complete whole metal will act as, we have to make this metal as cathode. So then there is no corrosion occurs for this metal. The cathodic protection is the complete metal, we have to make it as cathode. If it becomes cathode means it will not undergo corrosion. It is safe from the corrosion. So what are the methods? How we can make this metal as cathode? Anyone have the idea? What is the concept? When the metal will act as anode, when the metal will act as cathode, what is the property? Yes, anyone? Anyone have the idea how we have to make the metal as cathode? I want to save this iron metal from the we have to protect from the corrosion. I have to make this complete iron metal as cathode. How I have to make this iron metal as cathode? Anyone have the idea?
By reduction.
Yes. We have to make the cathode metal will undergo reduction. Reduction means what? Gaining of electrons. Yes. Gaining of electron. So what is the concept? To make the metal acts as cathode means continuously we have to supply the what? Electrons. Right? If continuously if we supply the electron means it acts as cathode. So what are the methods how we can supply the electrons? You all knowing about this. How we can supply electrons? What are the methods? Yes. ಆ ಮೆಟಲ್ಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಎಸ್, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು? ಒಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಎಸ್, ಯಾರು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? How we can supply electrons to the metal? Electrons ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? No one.
Sir, there is a metal starts with something called photon. When light hits the metal surface, it produces photons.
Photons. No. Just if we supply the current, external supply current, electric current. So electric current, a passage of the electric charges, electrons. Just if we connect the out source, external source, electric current to the metal means there is a continuous supply of electrons. Then the metal becomes cathode. Okay. So there are here the concept of cathodic protection is reversing. Cathodic protection is to reverse the flow of electrons during the corrosion. So in corrosion what happens? Anode and cathode will be there. So anode is undergoing oxidation. Here electrons will move to the cathode. Okay. So in corrosion of the metals, what we have to do? We have to reverse the flow of electrons. The concept here is to reverse the flow of electrons. Okay. So here there are two methods to protect the corrosion, that is called as the cathodic protection. One is sacrificial anodic method, and the second one is impressed current method. Impressed current method. So first we will discuss what is this sacrificial anodic method. Okay, I will consider this one as a iron pipe. Okay, these iron pipes are used for for water supplying and for to supply gas. We need these iron pipes. Okay, I want to protect this iron pipe from corrosion. What I will do? I will connect this iron pipe to a anodic metal. Say for example, zinc or magnesium. Zinc or magnesium. Okay, I will connect zinc or magnesium block, a metal, to the iron pipe. Okay, so here now you see which one acts as anode or which one acts as cathode here. This zinc or magnesium block acts as anode and this iron pipe act as cathode. So where the corrosion will occur, this zinc metal is undergoing oxidation to give zinc 2 plus 2 electrons. Where these 2 electrons will move, where these 2 electrons will move, it will is conductor. It is moves to the iron pipe. So here it acts as now cathode because of continuous supply of electrons. Zinc becomes anode and which is undergoing oxidation reaction, and here iron will what is accept the electron coming from the anode and it becomes there is a reduction reaction going to happen. So that's why it protects from the corrosion. This complete metal, complete metal should be acting as cathode. Okay. So why this is called as sacrificial anodic method means which sacrifice. This anode metal will sacrifice its life to protect the corrosion of these cathodic metal or iron pipe. That's why it is called as sacrificial anodic method. It sacrifices its whole life to control the corrosion. Understood this concept? One of the method is supplying external electric current from the anodic metal. Okay, so this metal will corrode and which is destroys. Here again and again we have to replace this anodic metal. So to come corrosion of this metal, it will take 2 to 3 years. Okay, after 2 years or 3 years, again they will replace it by fresh anode metal. So this procedure will continue and it protects the iron pipe from the corrosion. Yes, understood this one? For these boards, iron boards, ಅದು ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿರಾ, ಬೋಟ್ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that these boards are made up of iron metal. Okay, and that fan is made up of these anodic metal. So day by day that the fan will be undergoing corrosion, they will replace it. Okay, it protects the complete that whole boat made up of iron. Okay, and I am seeing in RCC columns, pillar ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. So these for the RCC column, these two are iron rods. Okay, in between the iron rods, RCC ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರೋಡ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. So in between the iron rods, there is made up of zinc or magnesium mesh. These are RCP columns made up of iron rods. In between the iron rods, we will keep this mesh. Mesh is made up of either zinc or magnesium. To this metal, which should be act as an. So for the time being, these mesh will undergo corrosion. It protects these iron rods from corrosion. That's why they will use in this RCC column. Reinforced concrete. They will use this method, sacrificial anodic method. They will use this. So one of the method we have discussed, we have supplying the electrons from the external source. That is by connecting with the anodic metal. Another one is what? Impressed current method. For the impressed current method, so here the name itself only shows. By supplying the external current, we can save this metal. Okay. I'll take an example. So this one is the metal which I want to protect it from the corrosion. Okay. It is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and positive terminal of the battery is connected to the anode. Anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the metal which we want to protect it from the corrosion which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Metal to be protected. Metal to be protected. So here by the external source of electric current, we are supplying the electrons, right? We are supplying the electrons. So here to the metal, continuously electrons are moving. So that's why this metal will be acts as cathode by becoming the cathode, which is protects from the corrosion. Which is protects from the corrosion. So here, which one is acting as anode? The inert metals. Inert metals we can use as graphite, which is acting as graphite. So here, graphite metal which is acting as anode. So here, graphite will not undergo corrosion. Only just acting as anode. So with the supply of electric current, we can save the metal. So this method is usually used in gas pipelines, right? This is impressed current method is used for the gas pipelines. I think some of you have observed this one. So one symbol hakirtare, danger anta. They have picked the ground and they are supplying the high electric current. Okay. Here, symbol notice ಈ ತರ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಡೇಂಜರ್ why means there is a high electric current will be supplied to the pipelines, underground pipelines. Okay, so this is the method to protect from the corrosion. Understood this one? So we in these two, which one has more advantage? Priyanka, Priyanka ji is there.
Yes, sir.
In these two methods, which one is more advantage? Which one has a limitation? ಯಾವುದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ?
First one.
First one is more advantage than the impressed current method, because so in impressed current method continuously we have to supply the electric current. So for supplying electric current there is obviously more price. Okay, and continuous supplying of current is also difficult in this process. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ just anode metal connect ಮಾಡೋದು. So ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ complete metal destroy ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ we have to replace it by fresh metal. Okay, and compared to these two methods, sacrificial anodic method is more advantage than the impressed current method. Okay, understood this concept? All of you? So this completes this corrosion chapter. Okay, so in this what are the important means? Electrochemical theory of corrosion, okay, and types of corrosion. There are two types: differential aeration, differential metal, and factors affecting the rate of corrosion. Primary factors, secondary factors, and in corrosion controlling is anodizing of aluminum, galvanization, and this cathodic protection. Okay, these are all the important. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss this next unit, metal finishing unit. Okay, if you have any doubt means you can ask, or otherwise we will close this session. If you have any doubts, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಐ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ just comment in chat box. All of you uploaded? Yes, Nikhil, Sanjana, Shobita, Suprita, Shaista, Priyanka ji, mic problem. Yes. Mine wireless earphone battery got completed. That's why mic problem is there. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss with new chapter. Okay. Thank you.